You ball sacks right over the camera. You ball sacks over the camera.
Guys,
I'm bringing the party to you.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
You big dummy. Oh, great Odin's raven.
Say hello to my little friend.
I stepped in a ditch last night, man. I almost froze my balls off, man.
You take drugs, Danny?
Every day.
Good. What's the problem?
Yeah, David.
Giggity, 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 giggity. Oh, we know what you fear well without.
I'm the doctor.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
This aggression will not stand, man.
Engage.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Pulp Culture Cafe. This is season 14, episode 402. Nice and slow so I don't fuck it up. So, as you, if you listen to the show, you know basically we're doing a show on top of another show, or fucking breeding, but we're in a week difference. So, anyways, we're gonna kind of pick up. We're gonna do things different. We're gonna start with stuff we watched, and I'm gonna start this time. I usually just I don't have a lot.
Dare you?
Yeah, I honestly don't watch as much TV as I do anymore. At least not current stuff anymore. I've just, I don't. But recently, Harrison had to change our package, and I am now on Apple Plus, so I can catch up on the shows that are on there they want. I can go back and watch Slow Horses because I've never watched that because it's on there. But I automatically go towards the science fiction stuff first than anything else. And so I'm gonna fuck this up. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Pluribus is the name of the show.
Oh, yeah.
It's by
Vince Gilligan.
Yeah, by Vince Gilligan, and I am really enjoying the show. It has aspects that I kind of like in a way, which is like the human race is basically gone, which is something I always like to see. They're still there, but they're just one big happy family, except for about 13 people. This radio wave from outer space, they tracked it and found it, but something in it, and it caused everybody to kind of like get rewritten, and they're one big collective. There's a slash like it reminds me of the Borg from Star Trek, but the other thing it reminded of someone, it's a reverse zombie effect. Instead of everybody being dead and eating brains, they're just one huge collective. Now, I'm hoping you guys, or have to do more reading, watch the show to help me understand some of it, because honestly, I just watch TV. I don't really dig deep into some of it. I know you guys will catch more than I do, but I still have to go back and find out the reasoning of why they were there, because they say that it's like a virus and not an abduction. But what's the reasoning behind this? I don't know if they've explained it yet. But they're also, because of these 13 people, that they're working on a cure, what they call it, so that these other 13 can join their collective. So, the antagonist of the story is a book writer, and she's like a miserable fuck. They're doing everything trying to please her, but in aspects of the story she hates it, which I can understand of it, because it's really weird. They explained it in one part, we want to make you happy. You're your own person. You don't have to do anything. But she says, well, then why not? Why are you trying to cure me? You know? And they explain, well, it's like someone drowning in water. The aspect that if you're walking down, someone's drowning, you're going to save them. So in their mind, this collective wants to save these people from their independence, but wants a cure. They keep telling her, oh, you can keep your independence. The one aspect of the show, we brought this up before, and I'm bringing it up again because of it reminds me of a well-done story, introducing the characters without slapping you across the face of these characters. It just tells a story, and in just through the storytelling itself, gradually, innocently, in a way I explained it, your lead characters are together. The two women are a couple. They're married. But it isn't smacked across your face. It's just part of... I don't know how to explain it, but it's not even really mentioned. It's just like, this is normal. We're going to treat it normal, and that's what they did. And I really enjoy that when they just treat it normal. Don't tell you it has this way. It's on the 3 seasons. It's on Friday. 3 episodes. It's on Friday. Don't ask me the lady character's name and stuff. I can't remember, but she's very good at it. And they have what's the word for it? Trumps that everything is about him. What's that? That's that trait in people.
Narcissist.
Yes, there's a narcissist. And he thinks this is fucking great, you know? There's world peace, no one fighting, nothing, no violence anymore, skin color doesn't matter, but it's all about me. These people are so willing, trying hard to please people, please him. He says, okay, well, I want like 15 top models here with me all the time. And you know he's fucking them because they'll do anything to please him, and he sees nothing wrong with that. You know, he said they can pick any. There's a meeting. He wants a meeting with all the people that speak English, and so they pick anything to get there, any vehicle they choose. So he gets the Air Force One, fly him in for this meeting. And then a different aspect of these people that are still alive. One young girl wants to be part of this collective, but when she becomes, she loses who she is. He's trying to get the girl to understand that. Don't understand it. This Indian mother still sees her child as a child, but to prove that he's not, they're at a big dinner table. The antagonist leans over and asks the kid, so how would you do a pelvic exam basically on a woman? What instrument you would use? And the kid starts telling. And the mom's freaking out because they're one big collective. All the information is available to this kid because he's not really a kid anymore. He's part of this collective. Showing that the individualism is gone. These are just hosts in the same as the zombie virus. So, very, very well done because of the creator, Gilliam. And acting is good. And you kind of wonder how far... Oh, one quick idea. When she's tendency for violence, and when she has a violent and screams or yells at them, they don't know how to react. Because they're only there trying to please, and it causes the world to go into these convulsions.
Wow.
So, I recommend it. I really do.
We're going to check it out this weekend, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious about it because I haven't spoken to anyone who's seen it yet. So I'm kind of interested because it's by Vince Gilligan and because the lady in it is Rhea Seehorn, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
She was one of the leads in Better Call Saul, and she was very, very good in that.
Okay.
Oh yes,
She was
Yeah.
excellent. So I'm interested in watching it just because of the pedigree of the people involved with the
Yeah.
show. I didn't actually know what it was about, but I'll definitely give it a go.
Yeah, I recommend it. There's not a lot I recommend anymore, but that's two. I'm gonna go with one more, then I'll let you guys jump in. So I'm catching up on some of these science fiction shows that are on Apple. I'm glad I kind of waited a moment because these shows have been, both shows I'm watching premiered in 2021.
No.
And they're starting their second or third season now. So it's like, okay, yeah. So like TV and anything else nowadays, you wait 2 years for the next season. So the one I picked first was called Invasion. And
Yes.
So have you seen it, Scott?
I am 3 episodes into the 3rd season.
Yeah.
Watching it at work.
So I just started from season 1. So it's basically Earth is visited by an alien. It says alien species is threatening existence, and it's shown through the eyes of 5 different people from 5 different places. I believe so. England, the America. Did you? When?
Yeah, do you remember me saying that there
No.
was a scene? Okay, how much have you watched of the 1st season?
I've only watched 3 episodes.
Okay, then forget it. Maybe forget about the review, because if I tell you something now, it was something that there was something that happened in the corner of the screen, and I was thinking, you fuckers got me.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure. Do you remember me saying that? There was something that happened just in the corner of the screen,
Yeah.
and I was thinking, what was that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was like, you got me. Because even though the CGI wasn't there, and you probably noticed that, the CGI wasn't there, they were able to bring suspense to me. And that's when I knew they had me.
Well, those aliens got some really good farts. That's what I call them, alien farts.
Yeah,
They just
well, they're
fucking
just like-
blow people back.
But the great thing is, we had always thought, oh, aliens will look like us.
Yeah.
They look nothing like us.
No.
Which made it almost more realistic.
Yeah. Well, that's the
It's good, though.
thing
You'll
about
enjoy it.
humans. But yeah, it's really good following these 5 different people through their value. Right now, it has aliens brought up, but it has more to deal with these individuals and what they're going through at this moment in time. The first 3 episodes that I've watched.
I mean, that one family, literally, when the shit hits the fan, they're dealing with a marital issue that would just be stunning on most points, but then you've got this compounding it. I mentioned this, and maybe now that you've seen a few episodes, the Special Forces guy, if they decide to recast the Black Panther, him.
Oh, yeah.
Him. If they're going to do it. I remember when I watched this guy, and I can't, whose name escapes me now, but I remember thinking to myself, okay, if they decide to recast the Black Panther, you should be at least part of the conversation.
Yeah. So,
It's because he's black.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Anyways, so without going into a lot of detail, it's because I've only seen the 3 episodes. It's a little bit on the edge as boring at times because I know they're trying to develop these characters to help you grow with these characters in the situation they're in. Yep. But it's a little bit like, okay, let's get rid of the husband because he's a piece of shit. Let's move on from him and see how the wife develops from there on. Then, yeah, it's another show that I never would have tried to find. It's just there, so it was on Apple and watch it. And it seems like Apple TV is the station to go for science fiction content. Mm-hmm. They seem like they have a lot more than usual of science fiction stories.
I've been watching the 4th season of the Morning Show, and I generously call that science fiction. So I guess you can...
Yeah. Well, we spoke about that last time. That's taken us worse.
Yeah, Paul's seen that, so he can kind of get the inside joke on that.
Yeah.
But it's anyway. Go ahead and finish your review.
Well, that's basically it. I've only got 3 episodes. I am enjoying it. It's something different, a different storytelling aspects. Right now, I find a little dull and boring, but I understand the reasonings for it. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop watching it. So I have other stuff, but I'll let you guys go on with some of the stuff you've watched.
It's a slow build like Cloverfield.
Yeah.
You're watching Cloverfield, you couldn't see anything, but
Yep.
there was the tension of what was
Yep.
it you couldn't see.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of a Cloverfield in that thing. The morning show I've been watching also on Apple Plus.
All right,
Season 4.
I haven't.
I'm in season 4. Paul, how much have you watched of it?
I think I'm up to date with it. I think episode 9 is the latest one, and we've watched
Yes.
that. So yeah, I'm up to date.
Episode 10. Great acting, decent storylines, progressive to the hilt. They name drop every far left thing you can possibly think of. It's amazing. It's like you could do a crossword puzzle every fucking episode. New York Times and a bit of racism. There was one episode, and you'll know what I'm talking about. 6. I said, stop this. I got Susan to pause, and I put check mark every time they put white and something negative connotation. White this, white that, white something else. It was the last episode of What's Her Name. You know what I'm talking about. It was one of those things. Yeah. And John, not seeing this, you've probably seen a show where a character got written out or killed off, and the show instantly got better.
Oh yeah.
That was episode 6. I was sitting there saying to myself, "Get the fuck on that plane! Don't ever come back."
Yeah.
But
that was the woman you were talking about when we first started talking about the show when it came back. First couple of episodes, and you said exactly that. Like I remember you saying if she's the lead in this show for the rest of the season, I don't think.
Oh, the Asian actress.
And she.
Yes.
Okay.
And when I found out she was leaving, and I think the reason she left because she was the lead in Tron Ares, which made a big boom boom fart. Yeah. And I'm guessing she left the series thinking I'm going to be a big movie star and scene. And that didn't happen.
That means she'll be back next season. Yeah.
I really hope not. But I mean, but in that episode, it was like I'm tired of these white billionaires, white patriarchy, white. And I'm sitting there, and I said to Susan, if you put black and Latino in the same context in that episode, they would pull the episode. They would have pulled the episode in any network. They would have said, "This is blatant racism, and we're going to pull the episode." But it was okay. But it was kind of ironic that it was her last episode, and they just. I turned to Susan. I said, "Should we apologize for something?" I don't remember what we did, but it was very weird that whole episode because it was like 12 different instances where they were like white this, white that, white something else. I'm like, sorry.
Yeah.
Billy Crudup is a fantastic actor, and I haven't seen him in too much, but he is really good. The episode with his mom was a bit weird. It was like, okay, this woman is cognitive. She's in control of all facilities, and she's just. It was almost like an ad for early suicide. It was very weird. It's kind of like in Canada we have a MAID program here, where it's kind of gone too far. I mean, there are situations where if you're in debilitating pain, you're in there's an option, but there's been some controversy around it where you can just, I'm having a bad day. I think I'll just take this pill and end my life. And they and in that episode, it was kind of like, honey, I'm fine. I'm just laying here in my lounge chair. I'm just going to take this pill and end it. And she cognitively, she seemed to be there, and she was having a conversation with her son. And she was like, I'm not going to wait until it's too late. And I was like, lady, it seems like this really isn't the right time to be making that decision, and your son's in front of you begging you not to. That was very weird, but it was very emotionally well done scene. But the premise was a bit, okay, that's kind of out there.
Yeah, I think that's I think they needed her to make that decision very early on so that he was so against it, so torn up about it. Whereas if the illness had developed further, he might have been a little bit more understanding. But for whatever reason that maybe hasn't transpired yet, they needed him to be absolutely devastated by it, because one minute his mum was there and she seemed perfectly fine, and the next she was gone. She was dead. So
we needed the jacket.
Might have something to do with that. But yes, that's
he needs the jacket.
Yeah, But the offshoot of all this is that he's doing a tremendous job. He really is putting some emotion in there. I think it might have been the last episode where he just saw that emotion just welling up inside him. I thought, that's that's up there with the best of them.
He's a very good actor.
Yeah, that's award-winning shit.
The caricatures,
that daytime Emmy stuff.
Caricatures in it. The caricatures in the show. That guy on the podcast was clearly meant to be Joe Rogan, the comedian. And
100%.
I'm trying to imagine Jennifer Aniston in meetings about the writing of this, and her. They're gonna bring in a guy. It's gonna be like Joe Rogan. She's like, he fucking well better not look like Joe Rogan from this script.
yeah.
Like because she, spoiler alert, she fucks the guy silly, and hence the one instead. But I guarantee you, she said, if it's gonna be that guy, I want him handsome, tall, and like 6'4", and genetically perfect. And sure enough, he was. And that's where some of the disconnect was in that character, because I was thinking, you're putting attributes on someone that doesn't look anything like this guy. Mm-hmm. It's just it was the wrong actor for that part of what he was supposed to portray. But I mean, it's like sometimes on the right characters, it's almost like they sent someone out. They sent an assistant out and said, "Find me what this person does," and they come back inside the bubble and they say, "Oh, well, this person does this. Well, let's give them this, this, and this, and this." And it's almost a caricature of characters. And if you know these people, it's like this person's totally different than that. They do have an impression of what certain segments of society looks like, and when they put it on the screen, it's like very weird to see it. But the one thing was that there was definitely supposed to be Joe Rogan, but it had to be handsome Joe Rogan, because there's no way, Joe Rogan's like 5'6", and he's a bit of a rough looking guy, and there's no way Jennifer Aniston was going to roll around in bed with that. So.
Yeah, well, this is it. They said to the producer, "Go and find me someone who looks like a podcaster." And like the Google, what does a podcaster look like? And then John comes up, and you come up.
And she's looking up. I'm not fucking any of those gnomes. That was it. But
I just want to add a little side note, and then you can continue. Is that you talked about suicide? I had one of those things saved. True or not, North Korea has outlawed suicide. Anyone caught trying to commit suicide will be killed. So, like if you're going to do it, then if you want to make sure it's a win-win. Yeah. So anyways, I just wanted to add that. Okay.
I believe that.
So, if you wanted to do it, but you could just phone the authorities and just say, "Oh, just so as you know, I've just tried to commit suicide, whether you have or not." And then they'll come around and do the job for you.
I know, eh? Yeah. Win-win.
Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. No effort whatsoever. Just a phone call away. That's service. That's good service.
It was a good scene, but the whole premise of it was a bit bizarre. But I mean, overall, because I was going to stop watching after the second episode, because I said to myself, if this shit, and when I heard she was leaving the show, I said, okay. And I'm glad I didn't, because it's actually, there's a lot of talented actors on there, whose name escaped me now, but there's not anyone that I'm thinking to myself, they really didn't deserve to be in. The boyfriend was a bit weird, and when he was did you notice he was pawing down Billy Crudup? I was thinking, are you trying to tell me that this guy's bisexual or something? I don't even remember the scene. He was very handsy with him, and sometimes in movies they'll try and relay stuff like that by just the way someone acts around a member of the same sex. Even Susan knows that she said my gator just went off. They're trying to say that guy is bisexual. But I mean, and there's the French actress whose name again escapes me, Dumont.
Shit. Yeah, because she was in the Batman film. Dark Knight Rises.
Yes.
It's right at the tip of my tongue. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she wasn't bad in it, but overall, not a bad season. There was definitely some stuff that I was just like scratching my head over, but I was very happy when that actress left the series, and it added to it. And even Susan said that. She said each episode since then has been better because she's not there. So,
yeah, well, there was nothing interesting about her part of that story. It's like the first 3 or 4 episodes were literally just setting up her departure. There's not a lot in those first few episodes that really contribute much to the latter half of the season. So
the breakdown was good. The breakdown, like the thing with AI, that storyline was brilliant. Where basically they had this AI program, and I think news programs are going to do it, where they're doing the voice in your native language. However, her AI program, that whole thing in the auditorium where her AI program told her right to her face that she was a racist was fascinating. And that was well done as far as her leading.
That was very interesting, actually. That was an interesting part of her story arc. That was pretty good. But all in all, you know, it might not be the best season of the morning show, but it's not a bad show. There's a lot of talent on there. It's, you know,
John Hamm was great in his part.
Yeah.
As not Elon Musk.
I know. Well, when you were saying about the podcaster being a good-looking guy, I was thinking that about John Hamm as well, because he's supposed to be like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates. He doesn't look anything like any of those.
If I'm gonna fuck any of those guys, you better be good-looking. That's all I have to say.
Well, that's the common denominator, because Jennifer Aniston fucks both of them. So, exactly. If she's got a producer credit and she's like, well, if I'm going to fuck some billionaire, better not look like Bill Gates, and if I'm going to fuck a podcaster, you better not look like Tits McGee.
She's an EP and an EC. It's executive cock privilege. That's what it is. She gets to pick whoever she's going to fuck. It's true. I guarantee you. They're like, they never even thought. They said, look, there's this bedroom scene with her and Jennifer. We can't bring in some pug, you know?
Oh, fuck. Okay, so Paul, what have you got that you watched you want to bring up?
Oh, man. All sorts. Well, we'll just stick very briefly with Apple TV. You mentioned that you're going to catch up with Slow Horses. I've watched all of the latest season of Slow Horses. I take it you have as well, Scars?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Because I think you'd started watching it before I started. We let them all build up, and then we just pretty much watched all 6 episodes over the space of a couple of days.
Sue loves it. When Sue likes a program, we go from building it up to we fucking watch it the minute it comes on. So that's what.
Yeah. We missed the first couple, and then we thought, well, there's only 6 episodes. Let's just wait. Let's just wait for them all, and then just watch them all in one go. I really enjoy this show.
Me too.
This was a strange season. It was a direct sequel to the previous one, because there was a lot of aftermath from what had happened previously, I think, that was spilling over into some of the characters.
Yeah.
But the quiet guy with the hood and the iPhone, he had a bit of a bigger part than he had in the last season. I'm getting to quite like him. It's kind of more of the same, but that's not a bad thing, because I like the characters, I like the dialogue, you get some good performances, the plot is adequate. It was kind of weird. This season was kind of weird because the main guy, not Gary Oldman, the young fella with the blonde hair.
He was kind of back in this one.
Yeah, he was. He was not the hero of this episode. He's normally the hero. He has his hero moment.
Yeah.
And he kind of did right at the very end. You know, in the last episode, he saved the guy.
Yeah.
But all the way through, he wasn't on it. Like the previous, either the previous season or the one before, where Agent Smith was in it, playing his dad.
It's the next season too.
Yeah, he was on top of that. He sort of like, he understood what was going on. He sort of like went off the grid. He was actively sort of progressing, you know, this story and the resolution. Yeah. But in this season, this latest season, he's in complete denial. He says, you're all wrong. He keeps telling everyone, that's bollocks. You're an idiot. That's not happening. And it is. And it is happening. And he says that right the way up to the very end. And it's like, oh, fuck. So it was very interesting in that respect. There was like a shifting dynamic into who was kind of the lead in that particular series. I won't say too much because John's going to catch up on them all. So basically, all I'll say is it was a little different to the previous ones just because of that shift in dynamic. But I still enjoyed it. But I think the standout in this show is the computer geek, who really doesn't get very much to do in the other series.
Yep.
And I was thinking about this the other day, and I wanted to run it by you because the actor whose name I'm afraid I don't know, is called Roddy. He's in the show, if I remember correctly. But he's either a massive prick in real life or he's a very good actor, because the performance that he gives in certain scenes in that show where he's been a massive arsehole is really good. Is a very, very convincing arsehole. So I was really impressed with his performance in this. It's the most they've given him to do. And I thought, he's coming across quite well here. So I appreciated that as well. So, all in all, good. Looking forward to the next season.
I could listen to Gary Oldman insult people all day long. There's a clip. There must be clips on YouTube of his insults. John, that's one thing you love.
Yeah.
You want to memorize his insults. They're so good.
Oh, yeah. So good. Yeah. No, he's my spirit animal. I think he's great.
Okay.
When I was in a supervisor's position at work, that was my hero.
I
based my management style on.
All right, so we're gonna go around. You're gonna do your next one you want to talk about, Paul. Then we'll go to Scott, then me again. So, all right.
Okay.
So you go ahead. What's the next one you want to talk about, Paul?
I am going to very quickly talk about Splinter Cell on Netflix.
That's the animated one, is it? That's the
It's animated,
okay,
yes. It's based on the video game series. Now, there was a backlash about this because people in the video game community, shall we say, have been looking forward to a new Splinter Cell game for a long time. They've been waiting for an announcement. The owners of the property, Ubisoft, were teasing an announcement, so everyone was getting excited, and they announced there was going to be an animated series, not another game. And everyone was heartbroken, and there was a massive backlash, and everyone thought, fuck this. Anyway, it's out now. There's how many episodes? 6 or 8 episodes, I forget. Anyway, my youngest son told me about it. He'd started watching it, and he said it was actually pretty good. So I've seen the whole thing now, and it is actually pretty good. It's I think even if you don't know the games, you don't know anything at all about the characters, you've no idea about the series, I think you'd still quite enjoy this. So basically it's like a shadowy espionage group that's linked to the government that do all the the black bag wet work, I think the terminology is. And obviously there's an older guy who's retired when they bring him back in to do like one more job. And it's actually quite well done. There's some fight scenes in it, and a little bit like the Blade scenes in Marvel Zombies that we were talking about last episode. There's some quite good choreography in this.
Yeah.
And, the sneaking around and the fights and the shooting, and it's pretty violent. And I think there's something in there that you might quite like. So I would recommend it. I think you might quite like it. And I think you might like it more than fans of the game, because fans of the game are just inherently disappointed that he's not another game. And they'll find fault in it wherever fault can be found. But if you don't know anything at all about the games, I think you'd quite like the series just as it is. So I'd give it a go.
Okay.
Did you ever read the books?
No, I've not read any of the books.
I read books. I
read
the books, Paul. Yeah, 6 of them I believe I have.
Oh my goodness! Well, you're actually a bigger fan than I am.
Now the books came. What? The books came up 30 years ago now, something like that. They've been around for a long time.
Probably, because
I've got the first
original
one.
Xbox. It must be about 25 years.
Yeah, I remember the scene of him waking up. He was in a vent in the first scene, and he woke up. He had a little buzzer to wake him up, and he had his little bar. And you're thinking, where the fuck is he? And then you finally realize he's in a vent. And he just fallen asleep in a vent because he said, and he talks about you can sleep anywhere. You take your sleep where you can get it. But I remember in the first scene of the book, He was an event, and I'm not sure why I remember that when you were talking about Splinter Cell. I was thinking, God, yeah, that's been around a long time now.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it really has. But well, you might like it if you enjoy those. You might like the show.
Okay.
But so that's a very quick hit. Yeah, I watched it. It's actually not bad.
Okay.
It's certainly better than some of the shit that we have been watching. It's better than Marvel Zombies. It's better than Star Wars Visions. Yeah, give it a go.
Okay.
Good
All right.
stuff.
All right.
Put that on the box. It's better than Marvel Zombies.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah. All right, Scott. What do you got?
Mayor of Kingstown. Have either of you watched it?
No.
No.
Jeremy Renner's
No.
new series, or I guess in season 3 or 4 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the type of thing I keep meaning to give a go.
This new season has Lenny James from The Walking Dead, Morgan, and Edie Falco from Nurse Betty. I think she was in Sopranos, wasn't she? The wife?
The name rings a bell. Oh, she's the wife. Right.
Yeah,
okay.
I think she's the wife of Sopranos. So good pedigree brought to this season.
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner's out there walking around and jogging. You're thinking, this guy was dead. I listened to that Joe Rogan interview he was in, and he described all of his injuries, and he was dead. He crushed his body, and he looks normal now. You know, he says, I have some chronic pain, but it's amazing what the body can come back from. And we've watched the first 3 episodes of this new season, and every scene I see him in, I think you wouldn't know he was run over by a snowplow. It's amazing. I love, and one thing I've always loved about the show, of course, Kingstown is Kingstown Penitentiary, and I love these shows. And each season, and you learned it in Orange Is the New Black, there's these little ecosystems within the prisons, and what to do, what not to do, what can get you in trouble, what can, where you don't have choices. When you go into these prisons, it's not like I'm just going to hang out by myself, and if I don't want to get raped, I'll say no thank you. I'll go with some other, it's just stuff like that doesn't happen. And if you're like, I want to be friends with everybody, no, you're going to be part of the Aryan race because you are this color and you don't hang out with those colors and so forth. But the one thing I have noticed this season so far, there's these little interesting things about that ecosystem that I didn't know after all these years of seeing different shows. And they've kind of incorporated that well into the storyline too. And I think one of them is going to play a big part of the storyline down the road. But he's got such a good cast on there, and Lenny James and Edie Falco is just adding to that. And with each season, it's better and better. The writing's better. And for being just inside a prison, I thought it would kind of start falling. Did either of you see Prison Break?
No.
Actually, no. Never watched it.
Oh, fantastic show. But after the season, you can only go so many places in a prison. Mm-hmm. So it got kind of long in the tooth. But they're in season 4. And, it's basically this ecosystem of this town. But there's so many good actors in this also. Who, again, I wish I had written it down. There's a black man who plays one of the leads. He's a gang boss, and I've never seen him before now, and he's just one of the finest actors I think I've seen in the last couple of years. And I'm surprised he hasn't won awards. Sometimes when I see the Emmys, I sit there and say to myself, I'll see these shows, and I've watched a show that won or is part nominated, and I'm thinking to myself, how did this other person? And it's simply because they don't have the pull to get nominated or to get their show in the running. But this guy should. And there's lots of them on there like that are fantastic. It reminds me a bit of The Wire. I'm not sure if either of you watched that either.
Oh, yeah, I've seen The Wire. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, The Wire.
It's not as good as The Wire, but it's pretty good. So if you like The Wire, I'd be very surprised if you didn't like this show.
Hey, you guys notice that I'm blurry?
You're blurry. You've been blurry. I thought you were in the witness protection program.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. We've had some technical issues this afternoon.
Oh, fuck.
But you being blurry is not the worst of them.
No. I just noticed because I was just happily listening to you guys' conversation, not really, looking, and I looked up. What the fuck? What happened?
I'm blurry.
Okay. All right.
Comfortably numb.
Comfortably numb. Okay, so I'll go on with another science fiction show on Apple. And again, this show started in 2021. It's Foundation. It's based on an Isaac Asimov story.
I just watched it too. What the hell?
So this is season. I'm starting at start, and right off to the start, I really was pissed off because it's the humans. They've gone across the galaxy, and we're the boss. You know, it's like, oh yeah, that just proves to me you're fucking pieces of shit still. So, but they have peace, but there's peace under their rule. And there was one emperor believed he's the only one that should rule. And so when he died, what he did, he created a cloning system. And he cloned himself into 3 different aspects of the main. There's Brother Dawn, which is a child. Brother Day, which would be the midlife of us, and then Brother Dusk at the end. So that they're all the same person, but it's almost like having a brothers that you can confirm with, talk with, do other stuff, but it's the same one. And they teach eventually down to the next, so that when Brother Dusk dies, the one that was Brother Day becomes Brother Dusk, and it moves on that way. So they keep the reign,
the bloodline.
Bloodline, if you want, in control of this system. And if you've watched it, Scott, you can help me. Is that there's a mathematician in there that, math doesn't lie. He's figured out that the foundation is going to collapse if it keeps on its present journey. But it's going to collapse for 1,000 years? And
something like that.
Or for a very long time, where it's just going to collapse on itself, and the reign of this emperor, the foundation, will be existed. And he has a gifted student he brings in, checks the math, does something else correct, and then find out that he's right.
Yeah.
But sorta. You find out in the first couple of episodes that he's sorta right. But he says if the foundation does a few small things, they can help lower the number of years where there's chaos.
Yeah.
But they, no, you're a heretic. We're going to get rid of you. They're going to kill him. And then that didn't work out. They end up sending him to a planet to work out how to keep the foundation alive through the system. But there's actually a revolt that started. And they have this great big space station and a sky bridge. And
that sky bridge, when what happened to that,
yeah.
The CGI in that was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, that was ambitious to do something like that in a show where you're not sure whether it's going to make it past the first season.
Yeah. So they blew up the sky bridge, and you see it falling from space, just like a big, string falling down and killing and crushing all around it.
100,000 people or so.
Yeah. So they apparently online some people are upset because they had to change the story a little bit from Asimov's original thing. They had to do.
I never read any of his books.
No, me either.
When I heard it was based on this, I was like, something you really got to pay attention to.
Oh yeah,
really got to pay attention to.
Yeah. You really got to. That's his story of writing. Yeah. So there's a couple of small things, just one small thing, and I noticed that when they're in the shuttle that are taking him to the planet, the animation, it reminded me of is it Attila, the battle angel?
Yeah.
The robots in there. I looked at it and said, geez, that looks like just like her. But the only actor that you might recognize is Jared Harrison.
Chernobyl, yeah.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. Yep. And
that's what attracted me to it, actually. I was thinking to myself, if he signed on, there's something there.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to check out because it was sci-fi. I don't know, Scott, you got anything you could add to that to flush it out? But is that...
It reminded me a bit of the whole Dune world, where it's very complex.
Yeah.
It's very complex. It's
based
on one is considered one of the greatest science fiction writers of all time. It's detailed. A lot happens in a very short time. I did remember, and I don't know why. I guess it's how you conceptualize the world. But when she was leaving her home in the far north, to see all those, you see Inuit, or you see like the English and Game of Thrones and stuff like that, to all see all the black folks in that very cold atmosphere, it was very odd to see that. I don't know why. It was like, it just didn't fit. But I mean, she's an interesting character, but when they first presented her, I didn't think she was that old. I thought she was like 12 years old.
Yeah, me too.
And then when she starts that rather, with that gentleman, I'm thinking, okay, she must be older.
Yeah.
But that was a bit odd. That was a bit odd. I remember thinking to myself, I thought she was like 12 or 13 years old, and there she is having sex. So, okay, she must be a little older.
Yeah.
There's a viciousness to the actor who plays...
Wait a minute, I've got to throw this in. It's right off, but depends on your definition now. If you've heard what
that's true.
I know, Paul, if you've heard anything about, but the Trump right-wing wing have a definition of pedophile now. So, anyways.
I don't... It's like they make stuff... It's like... It's become almost... And all those ghoulish... I could be taking them out of context, too. They make stuff almost entertainment now, and they get a cycles worth of stories out of the weirdest shit now, and that's kind of what that's related to.
Okay.
I've stepped away from social media quite a bit, because every day there's a new controversy, and it takes you through that day or two, and then there's a new controversy, and it seems like a lot of it's just manufactured now.
Well, let's get back onto the other thing. I didn't want to go too far.
Yeah, for sure.
So, it's another science fiction show on Apple TV that's entertainment. It's very good.
It's good. There's 3 seasons. It's in its 3rd season now, so it got enough to get it past the 2nd or 3rd seasons. But again, I mean, unfortunately or fortunately, this is a lot like Jeff Bezos with Rings of Power, where Tim Cook is behind Apple TV. And when you have very deep pockets, even if you can have a vanity project, it doesn't need to be watched by a lot of people. If you enjoy it, you can continue making your own little home movies. And I think that's what's happening with some of the stuff that's on some of these tech platforms, is that they have enough money to make it if they want, and many times they have so much money that they'll never spend it in their lifetime. So if a friend of a friend says, I really enjoy that show, they can literally greenlight the next season to say, hey, I heard people like this show. So that's the unique thing about this and Amazon and a few other platforms.
I got the money, I'm going to make it the way I want. A side note on that, Bezos is pushing for James Bond to be a female now.
Whatever.
That's it. No. It's hard no. Okay, so we can take a break. We can go into a commercial break, and then we'll come back and then finish the rest of the show with news and whatever else we want to chat about.
I got some comics.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Someday I've got to read mine. All right, we're going to hang up, commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Waiter! Phil, did you ever see such poor service? I'm going to call the manager.
Take it easy, Walt. What's mostly wrong is your grout.
I'm sorry, Phil, but my digestion is so upset.
What you may need for your poor digestion is something that works after nature's own order. Try Carter's Little Liver Pills.
Good advice. When your digestion is upset and you feel headachy and irritable, take Carter's Little Liver Pills. You see, each day nature normally produces about 2 pints of a vital digestive juice to help digest your food. If nature fails, your food may remain undigested, leaving you headachy and irritable. To feel cheerful and happy again, take Carter's Little Liver Pills. They increase the flow of this vital digestive juice quickly, often in as little as 30 minutes, and you're on the road to feeling better. Don't depend on artificial aids to counteract indigestion when Carter's Little Liver Pills aid digestion after nature's own order. Take Carter's Little Liver Pills as directed. Get them at any drugstore, only 25 cents.
But the one thing I want to bring out, I talked to Scott about this, I believe, at the Scott or Tristan, about the state of pirating movies and TVs has started to pick up again. It's gone back from when Netflix first started to, it's available, I don't need to do it anymore, to now. So what basically happened is pirating was really big. People were balanced it. It was convenient. You could find, everybody was having it. You could find the music, you could find TV and stuff that you wanted. You didn't have to wait for it or whatever. You could watch it at your own time. And then Netflix came around and decided to create this streaming service. And people said, well, I can have access to all these movies and TV shows. I pay $10 a month. It's easy. I don't have to go digging for it, download it, worried about getting viruses. And so they went to that platform. Netflix is doing big business. Other competitors start seeing what they're doing, especially Disney. Disney says we're going to start our own service. We're taking everything off of Netflix. You're going to have to get it from us. That means you have to pay us for us. Amazon start doing that. Apple TV starts doing that. Peacock starts doing that. So then eventually now, that's the price of what was $10. Now you're paying $10 here, $16 here, whatever there. Then they come along and they start, we have to get more revenue coming in, so we're going to add commercials. You don't want the commercials, you have to pay more. So the convenience of having everything in one spot, it's disappeared. Now you've got to pay almost the same as a cable bill, or I don't know, TV license in the UK. I don't know if that's the same thing. So, so now suddenly you're paying your cable bill, but then on top of your cable bill, you're paying extra for this and extra for that to get the stuff you want. And so for like you, the TV license, and then even if you want the other stuff, you're paying it. So the bill suddenly went from like $10 to $20 to $120 or whatever. Well, people started gone back to piracy. You can get VPNs to block where you're coming from. There's places that where you can just they come and go, but you could just click on it and everything's there. There's services where you can stream product without having to pay anybody. You're not downloading it and keeping it. You're just streaming it to look at. The other thing is that stuff disappears off those channels. You never get it back. So piracy is coming back in I'll say just a big way, not a little bit more, a little bit less, but a big way again compared to what was it before, because convenience, you can get it anytime. You can find stuff you can't find on any of the other stuff. You're not paying a shitload of bill. The most you're paying is, let's say, between $60 to $80 for your VPN, so that it's not, you can change where you're coming from. And I'm actually thought about doing that myself, because I did it one time at the first, long time ago. I just had the over-the-air stuff, and then just VPN'd everything, because I didn't want to pay all that money for one or two shows I'm watching on it, and really getting nothing, any other content or shit content. Because I went and found Foundation because it was C3. I had downloaded it, but I don't need it because Harrison changed it anymore. But I watched one or two shows on Netflix, most of it I don't want to watch or not interested in. Prime, the same way. One thing I hate their interface system, where you've got to, instead of having a tile system which takes up most of your page, gives you a quicker view, you're fucking going on this line trying to find something.
Yeah,
Amazon Prime's terrible. Yeah.
Crave has done that too now. Crave has gone to that on my thing where it's not a tile system. It doesn't show you what's really new coming out unless you scroll halfway through or more. And so Crave. So now it's like, oh fuck, what am I watching on Crave? Bill Maher. I can probably catch up the most important stuff on Bill Maher now on YouTube. I don't have to. I watch YouTube more than anything. Because I'm watching old shows, old movies, and I'm talking old movies. I'm like from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s and stuff. That's the movies I'm talking about. And that's $15 a month. It's almost like I don't need it. I just, hey guys, what are you watching? Email you, text you guys, you tell me this, I go find it. Cool, right? So they've gone from convenience to making it harder in hell for you to find something, to get something, or pay all this money. So they've actually created the influx of more pirating because of the greed involved in it and all these different companies wanting their share into it. So
streaming services pulled off one of the biggest heists of the last 25 years. They literally choked out network TV and then are becoming network TV. Yeah. Every show that I watch right now drops on a weekly basis now instead of all at once. Every single show.
Yeah.
And they're basically, the first they went to ads, and then they went to weekly show drops instead of all at once. And within time, I think there's going to be mandatory ads. They literally, like some parasite, burrowed into network TV and then became its host, and then became what the host was. It's fascinating. I think people are going to look back 25, 50 years from now and say that's, they literally took it over from the inside out. It's amazing.
And they killed themselves. They're committing suicide.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen more and more people saying they're just going to pirate because they don't want to deal with the interfaces of all the various. I mean, we have everything upstairs, and I'll go to look for something. Actually, we don't have everything upstairs. There's more stuff than ever before that I've gone looking for and I can't find because it's no longer available on platforms. I don't think Dogma is on any of the platforms. There's a lot of stuff. There's not anywhere on platforms. They take it off, it's problematic or so forth. But I can believe that stuff is being pirated. I mean, yesterday, prime example in this AI story that I did on the last episode, one of the creators of one of the shows on Disney Plus said, unsubscribe from Disney Plus, pirate it, I don't care. Yeah. And this was a creator program, popular program on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a sentiment out there that, they're turning against these. And part of it is societal, the tech bros, we've all heard that term.
Yeah.
They're just turning against this, what they see as a very insidious entertainment industry right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you just, like, I can't bring myself. The only reason I keep Netflix, I think, is because Harrison pays for Disney. So I pay for Netflix because we share the internet. So, but I'm actually... the only reason to keep Amazon Prime, the cable system, so you can get Prime on buying stuff. But I cut down on buying stuff because Amazon's an American owned company, and I try and buy as little as I can from the United States. I can't because we're so integrated through all the years. I'm forced to do certain things because we've decided that we need to be umbilical cord to the economic system in the United States. So I can't stop it, but I don't buy a lot of stuff on Prime anymore. And
there's stuff that's happened in the last 5 years, and it was basically because it's folks having too much money. Rings of Power, the fact that it's still going on now, to me, is bizarre. The conversation's even being had. I can't think of a more expensive program that not a little people give a shit whether it comes back. It's very weird. It's very weird. I mean, more people are excited about the Lord of the Rings movies going into the theaters than this series that are going to be watching for free on Prime. It's just very odd, and that's the biggest case I can think of where that's happened, where it's just very wealthy people putting money into pet projects, and that's what there was an interesting conversation I was reading on X a couple of days ago, where they said that within 10 years, all the movie industries, these tech bros are just, your Apples, they're just buying them up, and they're going to be side gigs for these guys. It's not even going to be the most important thing they do. It's just going to be a place to make my home movies that I want to make because I have so much money that I need to spend it on something, which is a terrible thing for art in general. Yeah.
So, but that's the only other news story I wanted to bring up. The rest of it's just... I
have one other news story. It was came out of left field. Roger Rabbit is going home.
What?
Creator Gary K. Wolf, made possible under the copyright reversal clause. After 35 years, he can get it back from Disney, and he has gotten it back from Disney. So Disney no longer has the rights to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So I've always said the reason that they didn't do anything else with it because they couldn't square that circle with Jessica Rabbit. They were like, we can't have this busty redhead on our TV screens when we're saying bad. This is bad.
Yeah.
So they haven't touched it since 1988, which when the original came out. So Gary has said that he doesn't want it to become a nostalgia grab, and he wants to make a movie and a few other projects that will be a sequel to the 1988. I've never seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I've never seen it.
You've never seen it? Wow.
Never seen it. Yeah, people that reacts. That's one of those films that I am gonna watch, but it's something that I think would be successful if he could find a way to put it on. It's one of those things like Top Gun, where they said, "Yeah, it's Top Gun. It's an old thing." No. There's a craving for nostalgia from the 80s now. I think it's because it's the last decade before the internet, to be quite honest. They're doing a new Gremlins just in that vein.
About that.
Exactly. And they're doing a new Gremlins with the original Chris Columbus, who was the original director. And, people said, oh, no, these old bored franchises. I've always said, if it's something that hasn't been overdone, you can do a good job with it. And Gremlins really hasn't had anything done with it in the last 30 years. Same with Roger Rabbit. And if it's something that was enjoyable and you can tell a story that does it credit, you'll make a ton of money. Top Gun was the perfect example of that. Obviously, it had Tom Cruise attached, but it made $1 billion+. So
but
I
it was also a very good film.
Yes, exactly.
They did a good job, which proves the point.
Yes, exactly. If you have good directors and good writers telling a continuation of a story that had good directors and good writers, you're going to have a box office success. And I think Hollywood's finally coming around to that. And Disney's not, obviously, because they're using these IPs as platforms and little else, going back to the conversation we had earlier. But yeah, I'm going to watch the original, but I think if he can find the right studio to put it through, it could be a success, or at least the nostalgia factor will play a part in it, obviously. But if it's a good story, it'll be a success.
I didn't know. Yeah, you guys
really give a shit about Roger Rabbit, but I'd go and watch another Gremlins movie, even though I didn't like Gremlins 2.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I've got more nostalgia for that.
Like Roger, when you talked about bringing it back, the first thing popped in my head was Netflix. Netflix doing it, or Amazon putting it on their service, but not theatrical.
I think
because it's so hard to get a movie to make money in the movies and in the shows nowadays. So
it's got a cartoon aspect to it, but I mean, I think I would suspect that they'll tone her down a bit. She won't have those big knockers she did in the film. Yeah. I'd be shocked if they kept that body. They'll probably I hope Disney stays as far fucking away from it as they can, but we'll see.
How many uneducated people will take their kids into it, thinking it's just an animated cartoon for kids, when it's not. It happens all the time.
You know, without saying too much about it, we went into Predator Badlands, and there was a few gentlemen there that had their 8-year-old children, and we're thinking, well, okay, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So,
who would take the kids to go and see a Predator movie? Because Predator's never been the kids movie.
No, and they don't even check anymore. Obviously, they don't check. I don't know if this was restricted or PG-13, but they were like 6 and 8, maybe a couple of kids.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah. Hey, so you can show the kid all the violence you want, but you show them a dick and a pussy, dear God, you're going to corrupt them.
Yeah, that's another thing. They see so much on their
That's
phones.
bullshit. So much bullshit.
Yeah. Quick question about: did you have a chance to read any more of that Ben Piercy Predator, Spider-Man, Predator, Black Panther series?
Yes. Now, the last time we spoke, had I read Wolverine?
You read the first one. Yeah, you read Wolverine.
Right. Yes, I've since read Predator and Black Panther. I've not read Predator and Spider-Man yet.
Okay. What did you think of the Black Panther one?
I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was as good as Wolverine.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
No, it was good.
They made the connection though between the cultures.
Yeah. No, that was probably the most interesting thing about it, to be quite honest. I thought it was interesting that they felt that they needed to bring Falcon into the story as well. I thought, this is a Black Panther story, and Falcon had to come in and kind of rescue Shuri. I thought, is that really sending the right message? But
if Benjamin Piercy asked his editor, I need to bring someone in, who can I bring in? I could say something right now, but it wouldn't sound very good. So we'll leave it at that. But I mean, yeah, it's just when they brought in the Falcon, I was very surprised at that too. I was thinking, I thought they had completely moved past that. But I mean, it wasn't bad. It was a bit of a surprise. But yeah, there were a few things in that. The overall, I think I like the fact that how they were able to integrate the Predator into the Marvel Universe a lot more seamlessly than they have done with other things. Like I'm reading Godzilla versus the Marvel Universe now, and it's like it's this. Like, what are they doing? What are they doing? Yeah, they're just like, they have the properties, they have the IP, and they need to put them in a store, so they're just shoehorning it in, and it's just shit. It's terrible. Well, it's good. Okay.
No, it was good, but I kind of hoped for a little bit more. I thought like the Dora Milaje and T'Challa himself, I kind of thought that they might outskill the Predators somewhat, because the Predators they count on brute strength and technology.
Yeah.
And I thought that the Wakandans would outskill them. Yeah. But they were kind of really sort of, they were up against it. They were really struggling. They didn't really they didn't outmatch the Predators really.
Well, that plays into, that's going to play into something down the road. So there's that mentality is going somewhere, because I'm on issue 4 of the series after the Spider-Man series, and it's, again, I wish it was 8 to 12 issues. I really do. There's a story there. It's being told. It's only, I think, 5 issues, but which kind of sucks because it's very well done. Benjamin Piercy's a good writer. He's a novelist, and but the reason I was curious for your thoughts on that. But I finished the finale of DC versus Vampires, issue 12. It's the finale of the complete series, and if either of you are looking to sink your teeth into a standalone story that's very well done, it was a 12-issue series that started in 2021 with Tyron. What's his name? He works at DC. Tyron something the 4th.
Yes, I know what you mean. I can see his name written on the page.
Yeah, I can too. He's a great writer.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Something is Killing the Children. He's also done that. But he did a 12-issue series then. I think Matthew Rosenberg was part of it. And then another 12-issue series, which seems to be coming out every second month, which would make sense because there's a lot. It's very dialogue-driven, but it's also very storyline-driven. It's very ambitious, like Game of Thrones ambitious. There's a lot of stuff going on at different times. It's 24 issues. If they ever collected in a trade paperback, it's worth the read. It's very, very well done. And there's a few spin-offs, but it's basically the prototype for a well-written miniseries. It wrapped up a bit too quickly, but I think it's because they told him, yeah, we're not going back to this well, and he kind of, in the last couple of issues, things, but Darkseid's in it, vampires in it, Jack Kirby's New Gods in it. There's a lot. Like it's 24 issues. You can afford to bring a lot of story into 24 issues, and it's very well done. It's very well done. Like on Game of Thrones, there's the big picture, but then there's all these smaller skirmishes and conversations and interpersonal relationships. And he and Matthew Rosenberg were able to do that in this series. It's very well written. If you're looking for something new to try and you're looking for a well written series, this would be something you might like. And plus vampires, you know. Yeah.
That definitely sounds like something I'd be interested in if a trade comes out.
Yes.
That'd be a good one to get.
Yeah, I suspect if it's not right, I suspect the first 12 issues are already in trade paperback. You just Google DC versus Vampires, you can see it pretty quickly.
Let's have a look, see if it's available on Amazon.
I picked up that Predator's Badlands, the sequel. Or not the sequel, the prelude. Yeah, the one.
The one shot?
I haven't read it. I was going to read it last night to talk about it today, but I didn't get around to it.
I didn't know whether it was I didn't know whether it was part of the adaptation, but I realized afterwards I didn't see the story. To be honest, I might actually.
It's like the story before Badlands. I think it's, if I remember correctly, without reading it, it talks about how the main character lost his fang.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So I should have read it, but I didn't. Hopefully for the next time, I've finally got all 6 issues or 8 issues of the Lab Rats by John Byrne. Okay. So I can read that. I want to talk about that, Badlands, and bring a couple other books. But yeah, we one time talked a lot about comics, and now we're just pop culture and stuff. But you got anything else you want to bring up, Paul?
No, I want to raise a question with Scott because I've just been looking on Amazon for DC versus Vampires. There's all sorts on here. There's DC versus Vampires Volume 1, DC versus Vampires World War V Volume 1, DC versus Vampires All Out War, World War V Volume 2, All Out War Volume 2, and then it looks like DC versus Vampires Volume 2 isn't actually out yet. So which one do I actually need to read? All of them?
Start Volume 1. Now, World War V is basically a secondary story within the story. It's, you know, something will happen sometimes, and they'll offshoot to tell the story in a different issue. But so it's. I think it's 6 issues. And it's kind of a. If you read the main one, you would know. Okay, after you read the main first series, you'd be like, okay, that's where that story's told. There's a few one-shots too, but I mean, not too many, not near as many as there is nowadays. But yeah.
So if you pick up the first volume, then it will become obvious where you need to go next.
Yeah, or even if you read the descriptor on the any of the other ones, you'll be like, okay, that's where that fits into the story. And if you want to read it, go ahead. But it's mostly self-contained, and there's very few offshoots that I was thinking. I think was that World War V. Is that 6 issues?
Let's have a look. It should tell me. My internet is running very, very slow. Yeah. Collects issues 1 to 6.
Yeah, so
it actually says it's the first half of the battle. So
Yeah, so I mean, it's I would say it's relatively important, but if you wanted to buy the first and second, I don't know how much it is, or if you want to at all. But I mean, if you're looking for something good to read, and you like DC, and it's also kind of an Elseworlds thing, for sure. So,
I'm a big fan of Elseworlds. Love Elseworlds stories.
Well,
I have to bring something on.
It's definitely Elseworlds.
You're talking about stuff. It just reminded me. I don't know how big a fan you were of John Byrne's run on the X-Men, but when he left, he had a story that he was developing, and then he got taken off the book. But he finished it on his own. It's finally coming out, volume 1 of 3, and it's X-Men Elsewhere, where he finishes this story arc that he was developing before he got kicked. It's available now for.
To let him do that.
What's that?
I'm very surprised they're letting him do that, but I mean, maybe it's a respect thing. I don't know.
I don't know, but it is going to be available in June 23rd next year. You can buy it now, early. But I just thought I brought that up in case you're a fan of that, Paul, because it's a hardcover book delivered to you. It's not something you did online. I mean, you can find it in Derivative Space online, but this is the first time it's being published, as far as I understand, in a hardcover book with Marvel giving the okay for it. So, yeah, it's another
publishing it.
Yeah, so I'll dig more into it, but I'm buying that. It's going to cost me $55, but yeah, I'm a big fan of Byrne's work on the X-Men. So, anything else, gentlemen? Or are we good? Oh, can I?
I did have.
You have one? I have a quick one. Have you guys watched Frankenstein on Netflix?
No, watching it this weekend.
Okay, let me know what you think. I find it very.
I've heard nothing but good stuff.
That's
Guillermo del Toro's an excellent director, so we'll see.
Yeah, you might like it from that, but I found it the only interesting part, at least a little bit, was when they told the story from the monster's point of view.
Yeah.
Other than that, I was like, fuck.
You might be able to see what I put on my X timeline, Paul, but Stephanie Phillips, who's a pretty good writer, she's written a book called Grimm, and she's been working in the MCU for about 2 years now. She did a Phoenix and another series, and escapes me. She's going to be writing the new Daredevil, and I guess she is going to be the first female writing it since Anne Nocenti, is that her name? Back in the 80s, wrote Daredevil.
I don't remember that far back.
But she's starting in March 2025. I think it's great. But I said on X, I said, I thought, and this is another good sign that the world is kind of healing. I thought that if you were of a certain gender orientation, you had to write that way. So I'm glad she's writing it. She's a fantastic writer. Again, a novelist. Any comic company would be smart to hire novelists. Benjamin Piercy is a novelist. Ryan Knopf, novelist. Jonathan Hickman, Stephanie Phillips. These are novelists. They tell better stories. They know more about pacing. They know more about how to wrap up a story. And they're probably likely to be more trusted to not just do 5-issue story arcs so they can put it in a trade paperback. Hey, you know what? I've got an awesome story. It'll be 12 issues. Great. Do that. So I hope it's successful, but it's interesting. I'm glad they're giving her a shot at Daredevil. She's going to be a law professor, which is interesting because I don't think Matt Murdock's ever been a professor before.
No, that will be interesting. I do like Daredevil. So anything that just mixes it up or just makes it interesting, I'm all for. Yeah. So I'll definitely give that a go.
Great writer.
Okay.
That is that. I was up at 5:30 this morning. I wrote all my shit out. Put it all out. Handwriting, baby.
You got a cramp. If that's it, then we'll call it a show.
I want to go and get something to eat. I'm starving.
What did I just do to my fucking light? It looks like
I don't know. My video went out. Now you look like you're in the sunrise. Or...
I'll tell you who I look like. I look like a guy. I got the orange. I look like the guy. I'll tell you. Look at that. I got the orange. I'll tell you.
Check out the orange Chinese guy from China. Does an excellent orange guy impression. Excellent. He's on YouTube.
Such a caricature.
So, okay, so that's about it. I am, with the end of the show, I am thinking of monetizing our show. You can do it through Libsyn. Now, it's going to bring in pennies of dollars. Pennies and pennies of dollars. You can do commercials at the start, commercials at the end, or you can put it so that in my feed, when the feed comes up for the show, it'll throw an ad of someone else's feed in it, and if they click on it, we get revenue from that. So I'm not sure what to do. So I'll be sending.
You should check language. Is there any new rules when you monetize? Like you're not allowed saying cocksucker, motherfucker, that kind of stuff. Okay, good.
I don't care either. Basically,
well, monetize you if you say something you're not supposed to. Then what's the point?
We'll find out.
YouTube, you can't fart. Like there's a list of words, like just stuff that
I'm not checking into it. They'll tell me. How's that? Yeah, I'm not lazy. Exactly. They'll tell me, and I'll be going. Jesus Christ, we'll go back to making nothing. Wow, we don't know if we can afford that. So,
I'll take my dollar away.
I'm sure explicit material gets you less. I don't know if I can monetize the other shows because, anyways, I'm just gonna try it. If it don't work, it don't work. Like I said, if I can get $5 to add to myself to help pay for the show, then hey, what? Now you're changing colors.
I'm changing colors.
All right.
This
Okay.
is the most diverse I've been in years.
All right. So I'm gonna hang up on this, my recording here, and so we can. Oh, bye, folks. Bye. Have a lovely evening.
Bye, folks. Have a good day. Contract negotiations beginning.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.
That's all, folks.
Thank you. Come again.
Why, you little